Hey everyone, and welcome to Brick Talk TV. Welcome on this really hot Sunday afternoon today in the UK, and you join me on the fourth stream where we're building Rivendell. So if you join me in the first few weeks or first few streams, you would have seen us build the first part, which was this tower here, which we've nicely constructed, and you can see the replays of the build if you like live on the channel. So we built this in the first couple of streams. Then last week we finished off the next section, which let me just put this out the way. We finished off the other side, which was this one. We put the minifigures on here, and we've got the gazebo going up as well with the forge and the armory. So we built this last week, finished that one off, and last week we also started the main part of the building, and just put that out the way, which we started the foundations of. So you can see that this is how far we've got so far, and you can see in the middle there we've got the eye as well, which is actually where the council is going to be purchased, or sorry, sort of sat once we've got the whole set built. So we're going to continue building up from the base that we built last week today. And so in terms of the bags and where we are, we got up to bag 28 last week. As I mentioned, there's about 50 bags in here, so we've probably still got another stream at least after this one, and depending on how hot it gets up here in the attic today, we'll try and get at least 10 bags done in the construction on this base. So with that in mind, let me flip over to the zoom mode and we'll crack open bag 28 and 29. We're going to get a couple of new minifigures as well at this section, so we get Merry and Pippin as well. So let's crack on to bag 28 and 29. So 29 is a small bag, large bag here. Trying to make some room with the sets. Hang on. It's a bit of a puzzle to get this positioned far over enough. Move the book over. And the main module. Right. Cool. Hey Alexander, welcome to the stream. Hey Brandon, welcome to the stream. Yeah, not too bad. Quite very hot today though. Actually about 32 I think today here in the UK, which is a bit warm, but I'm sure we'll be alright. So first up, as I said, we're going to build the minifigures. So we've got a couple of heads here, and we've got a hairpiece, another hairpiece, got the shorter legs of course, and a torso, and we're going to need a couple of capes as well. So if you remember a few bags ago we got that. We've also got, of course they always eat, so one's got a carrot, the other one's got some is it lava bread? I can't remember what they called the bread, but they've got a piece of bread, and that's going to be a 1x1 tile. So they've both got these brown shorter legs with their little feet hanging through. One's got a blue torso with a scarf on, and the other one has got green with the yellow waistcoat. We need the capes as well. So for this one we've got a brown cape. I think it's the shorter capes, not these larger ones. Save the rest, lots of capes in this set. So green cape on green here. I'm not sure, I never remember which one's Merry and which one's Pip, but this one has got a carrot in their hand. I can pick up the stalk. There's our first character, and then our second one has got the bread and a brown cape. Whoa. Let's try that again. It's a bit slippery. Two printed expressions, kind of a smiley face and a concerned look on both. I'm just going to stick the tile on the leaf here to signal that bread that he's eating there as well. That's our second minifigure. Next up we're going to need a 1x2x2. We've got a downward facing bracket, and we have a couple of 1x2 light bluish grey plates. There's one, there's the other. And we're going back to our main set here. And where are we going? Where do the instructions say? So to kick us off, of course this is getting quite large now, so I might need to improvise my instructions. So to start with, we're going to stick the two 1x2 plates together. They're going to go in the underneath of our downward facing bracket, and that is actually going to go over here where we have another upward facing bracket that we put in last week. So that starts us off. Then we need an upward facing bracket. In light bluish grey, we need another couple of 1x2 plates, which I can't see yet. There's one. Just one, two, definitely two. And there's the other one. And then we need four 1x4 bricks. We're going to stick three of these 1x4 bricks together. That's going to go here on top of one we stuck on last week, just by the desk. Then we're going to stick the two 1x2 plates together again. We go on the 1x4 here, and then an upward facing bracket goes on there, and that's going to sit on this side with the 1x2x2 which goes next to it, and just builds that wall up like this. Then we're going to build an archway that's going to go across here now. So for that we're going to get four of these larger arch pieces. And we're going to get a 2x4 plate somewhere hiding underneath, and then another 1x2x3, or sorry, 1x2x2. And what we do is we're going to stick the plate here on top of the arches to create this larger arch. To create this large arch here, that's going to go across this part of the walls, and then a 1x2 is going to go next to that. So we've got this archway entrance there. Next up we're going to build four columns. I'm just going to move this a bit further out of the way. So for these columns we're going to need 8 of these 2x2s in dark bluish grey. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to need 4 2x2 plates. 2, 4. We've got 8 1x1s with studs all the way around in black. 8 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 4 jumper tiles in light bluish grey. 3, 4, 16 1x4 tiles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then we need 16 1x1s in black. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So to start us off, we're going to get the 2x2s and stick them into the bottom of this jumper tile. So as I said, we're doing 4 of these at once. So do 4 of these off the start. Then onto the jumper tile, we're going to stick 2 of the 1x1 round black plates. See there. 2 there. And another 2 there. Then onto that we're going to add the 1x1 brick with the studs all the way around. Like that, and on top of that we'll add another 2 of the 1x1 rounds. It feels slippery today. Must be my hands sweating. And one more. Then with the 1x1 rounds added, we're going to add again the other 1x1 brick with the 4 studs all the way around on top. Ooh. Just like that. Then with that constructed, what we're going to do is we're going to put our 1x4 tiles then onto those 1x1s all the way around, so 4 on each. Gives us this little column. So we end up with something like this. Another load of crate sets coming out in July, so I've got my eye on the Sanderson Sisters Lego Ideas set, of course, and the Eldorado Fortress remake. And those are my top purchases for July. Of course, we'll live stream all of those builds as well. It looks like Pac-Man's winning and is going to win for the next stream we do after we've done Rivendell. I'll put that up once I figure out if this is going to be the last stream next week. So now we've got these columns, we're going to add the 2x2 plate and then the 2x2 round on top to finish off that. So we end up with something that looks like that. So let's do that to the others. And the last one. So those are created. We're going to swing back in the main set then, and these are, oh, I don't knock the desk over. And then these are going to go on these 2x2s which we've got in place already. Act as columns for this part of the build. Then we're going to add to the top of them, so we're going to need a couple of corner bricks, 2x2s, a couple of 2x2 general bricks, normal ones. We've got a 1x4 brick, a couple of corner plates in this dark bluish grey, and a couple of 2x2 modified with 2 studs. And we also need a masonry brick 1x2. So our 1x4 brick, that's going to go across the archway which we constructed a second ago. Masonry brick then goes just on the inside there. Then our modified 2x2s go on the 2x2 bricks. These sit on these columns with the studs facing inwards like that, and then we stick these plates and bricks together as well, these corner ones. And one goes on this column, the other one goes on this column, like so. Then we're going to build an archway that goes between these two columns here. So for that we need this large arch. We've got a couple of 1x1 and a thirds with 2 studs on. A couple of 1x1 plates, there's 4 of those actually. There's 3, where's the 4th? And we've got a couple of squished bricks, 1x1s. Are they squished or are they normal? Sorry, normal ones. Look squished on the picture. There's one, where's the other one? There it is. So we're going to start with the 1x1 plates going onto the bottom, each side here, and then going to the top of that like so. Then we're going to put our normal 1x1 brick on the top here, and then facing this way we'll stick the 1x1 and a third with the studs facing. With that done, that's now going to sit between our corner bricks, give us another archway looking like that over here. Next up we're going to build another archway. For this we've got 2 of these arches. We have a 2x4, we'll have a 1x2x2 and a couple of 1x1x3 bricks. There's one, where's the other one? There it is. So we stick these 2 1x1x3s together, stick them on this arch. This goes on the final part here, and we stick our other arch here. 2x2 goes there, and our 1x2 goes there. So now all of these archways are running across the back. Next up we're going to move and build a bit more over this side. So for that we're going to need dark tan, 2x4, we have a rock corner piece, we have a sloped piece in dark tan, olive 1x1, a brown 1x1 with a stud on the side, dark tan Erling, and a 1x1 plate in dark tan. We're going to stick this Erling brick and this sloped brick together, and we're going to stick the dark tan 1x1 into the bottom of that, and then add our Erling brick into that to give us this corner look. I'll rotate this round. We're going to focus around here, and so the Erling brick sits on that piece here. Then we stick the olive 1x1 on, then our 2x4, and then our rock piece just goes on there. Then we're going to need a wedge piece, a 1x2 tile, and we're going to need 3 plants. We're going to stick 1 plant on top of the Erling brick. Then we'll put our cutaway there, and our 1x2 tile. Oh, I need to move that over 1 stud. And then our 2 flowers are going to go on here and on there. Then we're going to do a photo frame. So we've got one of these archways, and we have one of these, which I think is new. Well, it might not be. I've not seen this before. We've got a big archway. We're going to stick a sticker on that archway, which is this number 1 sticker. It's tricky with a fan on, but There's our picture there. That goes on the inside of this frame. It's quite nicely like this, and that's going to be stuck along this side of our construction here. Then we're going to stick a column and also another empty frame, so just an empty one this time, which is going to stick on this side. And then we're going to build some pillars that are going to sit either side of this doorway, and then start building an overarching door. So we've got a couple of inverted sloped bricks. We've got 6 log bricks, 4, 5, 6, a couple of 1x1s with 2 studs on either side. We have a 1x2 jumper tile, and we have 8 of these 1x2 round ends. 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we need 2 of these columns. So we start with a 1x2 round with a log brick, then another 1x2 round and a log brick. Usual pattern here. 3, 1 more, and then on the top we're going to stick the jumper tile, and then the 1x1 with the studs on the side, and then the inverted brick. So we end up with a column that looks like this. Just need to do another one. There's our second one, and these are going to insert onto these gold studs here to create a entranceway that looks a bit like that so far. Then we get a 1x2x5. We've got a couple of masonry bricks, 1x2s. We've got 2 1x3 tan bricks and a couple of tan 1x1 bricks. Stick the masonry brick into the top and bottom of this 1x2x5 brick. That's going to sit next to our picture here. Then our 1x3s are going to go across, connecting these columns and these frames that we just added. 1x1 on this side, and last one just in this corner, just to level off this whole section. Then we're going to build something that's going to go across the archway where the studs on the side popped out. So we've got some macaroni tiles. We have a 1x2 with 2 studs on each side, and a 1x2 plate. Stick the plate on the brick like this, and then the macaronis will go into one side hole to create an archway. That's going to then stick the bottoms of this arch into the side studs that we have, just to complete the arch above the doorway, so it looks like this. And that central brick is just floating there with the macaronis at the moment. Next up, we're going to do a bit more of adding some more bricks on top of here. So for that we need a couple of 1x6 bricks. We also have a 1x2, a 1x3 again. We've got 2 shield tiles, a 1x2 with clips on, a couple of 1x2 plates, and I think we're done. So we start off with a couple of 1x2 plates and the one with the clip as a sandwich to make something like this. That's going to go in the middle of our picture over here. Next to that we have a 1x3 brick, then our 1x2 brick, then we've got our 2 1x6 bricks. Going to go across the rest of the arch, and our shields are actually going to go on the studs that we put in place over this side, hopefully. Just added these shields above this archway here, and then around this side we've added another layer of bricks going across this arch. Now we're going to plate the top of this arch, actually. This arch is at the back. So all across here we're going to get some plates. So we need 3 2x6 in reddish brown. Got a couple of 1x4s and a 2x2 in reddish brown as well. What we do is we start with a 2x6 down here. Then we have a 1x4 and a 2x6. And a 1x4 again. And a 2x6. And then a 2x2 just finishes it off across there. Then we've got one of these flag pieces which are going to get a sticker to make like a flag or a carpet hanging on the wall. We've got a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 1x12 and a 1x3 and another couple of macaroni tiles. We're coming on the inside over this side now, so we're going to work on this side. So we're going to do the macaronis the same way we did on the opposite side to finish off the arch on the inside. We add the 1x3 plate on top and the 1x12 across too to level that off. And then with this piece we get this sticker here, this blue one. I'm going to run that down the middle there, and that's going to go into that clip that we stuck in earlier on the other side of our picture. So we end up with this like carpet covering the back side of the picture, and then we've got the arches in there as well. Then we need 4 1x1 round bricks in light bluish grey. Stick them in pairs. One's going to go this side and the other on this side of our archway. Then we slide it out the way and we use the remaining parts. So we get an archway here. We're going to stick a 2x2 plate in the middle. Then we'll stick another arch into this plate to make a double thicked arch. We then have some hinges, 2 of them. They form this side to make something like that. Then we're going to add another arch to this side on the hinge and one on this side to the hinge, like this. Stick a 1x3 plate over here, and again these are new to me, I've not seen these before. We've got these tablet style tiles. We're going to add one to each end of our arches that we've made, so we end up with something that hinges like this. This is the last part of this piece. What we're going to do is we're going to actually connect the arches here, so it's going to come in like a triangle. So add that in to create which is a nice effect, the arches over those columns that we made on the inside. That's the end of bag 29 and 28. Quick open bag 30. So for 30 we need a couple of, we need 3 of these 2x4 sand tiles. We need a 2x4 plates and we need 2x4 bricks. Let's stick the tiles on top of these 2x4 bricks, on 2 of them. They're going to be added here to make a bit of a staircase. Put that one on the plate here and stick that in just there. So put this staircase forming. Next up we need a 1x6 brick. We have a 1x2 plate, a white jumper tile in 1x2. We've got a telescope as well in white, a tan coloured 1x2 plate, a couple of masonry bricks in 1x2, 1x3 brick as well. And we'll start with the masonry brick. We're going to add a 1x2 plate in light bush brown top, then a tan one, then a jumper tile, and our telescope on top to make something that looks like this. That's going to go over here next to our upward facing brackets to make something like that. Then we're going to stick the 1x3 brick across here. Trying to build this wall up a bit now. Then a masonry brick. Then we stick a 1x6 brick across there. Then we need an archway. We need another 1x6 brick. We need a 1x2 masonry brick and another couple of plates. We're going to stick the archway across this side. Then we'll do the 1x6 across here. Masonry brick goes in there, and we'll stick the two plates together, and they'll go just at the end. So we're just building up this sort of area here. Then we get a 2x8 plate. We're going to add a 1x6 plate to that. It's going to run across here. Then we've got 3 1x2 jumper tiles run across the front. Then we're going to stick 3 white telescopes into those jumpers. Again, these are like the railings you see throughout. So those 3 go in like that, and that's going to run across the top of this archway. So it hangs over the archway. Then we need a 1x4 plate. We got a 1x3, I think, tile in tan. A couple of dark bluish grey 1x1 rounds. We have a 1x1 upward facing clip. 3 1x1 bricks and a 1x2 plate. And I think we're done. I'm going to stick the two of the 1x1s together. And we'll stick a 1x2 plate on top of that. Like this. That's going to go on top here. And over this side, we're going to stick a 1x1 round to our 1x4. Our 1x3 tile on top. Try and do this one-handed while I hold the instruction manual. Then stick a 1x1 on top there. Then we stick our 1x1 round on top, and then our clip goes on top there. So create something like that. That's going to run across over here. Got something like this now. Then we're going to build some steps. So for these steps we need 3 2x4s. So need a 1x4. We need 2 2x3s, 3 1x4 plates, a couple of 1x4 tiles, a couple of 1x3 tiles as well in tan. Then we've got some gold handle pieces, 2 of those, and 2 gold 1x1 rounds with pins on. Start with the 1x4, stick the 2x3 plate in the middle to create a T shape like this. Do that again with another plate. Then we're going to add our 2x4s either side, like that. Then on top here we'll stick our 1x4 tile, then we'll stick a plate, then we'll stick our other 2x4, then we'll stick our 2 1x4s together. So you can see it's creating a staircase here. 1x4 tile goes in there, then on the others we stick a 1x3, because on the ends of these we're going to stick our 1x1 round with pins, and then our handle pieces to help create a bar to stop people falling off the steps, I should think. And this is going to connect on this side to create a staircase going up. So we've got one coming this way, and there's going to be some sort of curve and then going up. Then we need to cover up these parts here, so for that we are going to get a sand green 1x10 plate, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah. And we've got a 1x6 tile, 3, 1x2 plates, an upward facing bracket and a downward facing bracket. Start with the sand green, stick the tile in the middle to leave 2 studs either side. Bottom of this side we'll stick 2 1x2 plates, and our downward facing bracket goes on top like this. Then we stick our upward facing bracket and another 1x2 plate at the back. With that in place we're going to add that across here. So again our brackets are moving up the outside. Then we're going to construct something that sits on top here. For that we're going to need 2x2, a 1x4, 1x4 plate, 1x2 plate, another downward facing bracket, sand green 1x4, an upward facing bracket, a couple of masonry bricks 1x2 type. There's one, where's it at? 2, 1x2 tile, also a jumper tile, and a telescope again in white. Start us off, we get the 1x4, stick the masonry brick in, and the 2x4 with an overhang like that. Then we'll connect those with a 1x4 plate, stick our white jumper on this side and a downward facing bracket on that side. Then we stick our upward facing bracket on top of that and a 1x2 plate just behind that. We'll stick the telescope into the side here, stick a masonry brick in, 1x4 plate goes across, and then we stick a tile on that side. So we build something that looks like this, and that's going to go right on top on this side. So again, just carries up the side. We need some tiles, so we've got a couple of 2x4 light bluish grey tiles, 1x2 tile, have a telescope and a jumper tile. The jumper we're just going to add here to our sand green, to the line, not to that, take that off, to the bottom here with the telescope. And then these tiles are going to go on the side on these brackets that we've been adding, and go all the way up the side, so we end up with something like that. Then we're going to do some more stairs, So for this we're going to need 3 1x4 plates. We have a 2x4 plate as well. A couple of these arches. It's an arch staircase this time. 1x3, a couple of 1x4 tiles, 1x2 plate, and some more gold pieces. Start with 2 1x4s, plates, snap them together, stick a tile on top, then use that to connect these 2 archways together, like this. Then we'll stick another 1x4 on the next set of studs and our 2x4 on these top ones to connect that together. Then we have a 1x3 tile goes on, and our gold piece at the ends. Then we're going to get this 1x2 here, stick that in the middle of our tile, and that's going to fill in this gap we've got here, so it looks like that. Finally then stick our handle in position, so we've got this arch staircase. We're going to stick that in this gap here to get a complete staircase moving up with an arch like this. It's quite cool. Then we need to finish off this top section, so we're going to need 4x4 here with just 4 studs showing, 1x2 tile, we've got an Erling brick, a 1x4 plate, couple of 1x1 bricks, a 1x1 tile, some gold pieces again, and I think we're done. So we start with the 4x4, going to stick our plate across the studs there, tile goes on the first 2, then we're going to stick our couple of 1x1 bricks together, our gold piece goes next to it with the handle, and the Erling brick goes on, and then we're going to stick this 1x1 tile into the Erling brick on the side like that. That's going to connect this way, sideways, across there. There's a little step up then to walk across here if we want to, so it looks like that at the top. And we're going to move along a bit here, so we need a 3x3 plate, a 1x3 plate, a 1x2 plate, a couple of jumpers in white, we have another handle piece, and we also have this gold tube as well. So we start with the 3x3, going to add the jumper in white to one side like this. And on the overhang we add the 1x3 plate just to extend it like that. Then we have a 1x2 plate goes in the bottom there. That connects on the top section here to continue that runway. Meanwhile we stick one of these handles in here, and that's going to clip on this part here and just run, think like that. So we end up with the handles all the way up the stairs like that. Fairly easy. Then we get another couple 3x3 plates, a 1x2x2, another couple of white jumpers, a couple of 1x1s and a 1x1 plate. Stick our jumper on first onto one of these 3x3s. We have overhang here. Stick a 1x1 into the bottom of the overhang. That's going to connect on next as we move across. Then with our other one, we're going to stick the two 1x1s into one corner with the jumper next to it. That sticks on next across the top there. Then we have a large 6x8 plate, another couple of 3x3 plates, a couple of quarter tiles, and a couple of 1x4 tiles. Really now getting into this section and plating this up. So we start with a 3x3 goes on, then we have our quarter tile, and our 1x4, then we stick our 6x8 plate in the middle section and another 3x3 over there. Another couple of 3x3s and a 1x3, a couple of 1x1s and a couple of white jumpers again. Stick the two in one corner again with a jumper tile. It goes on first here. Then just a 3x3 with one jumper there, and we'll finish off with a 1x3 work way across the front there. Push this to the side, we get a 2x12 is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have a couple of 2x2s, 1x2, by2, 5 jumper tiles, and a 1x3. Start with our wedge here. We're going to stick the 1x3 plate on it, and we'll stick our 1x2 behind it, and we'll add our large plate into the bottom there to create something that looks like this. Then we're going to stick all 5 of our jumper tiles next to each other down here. Then we just add our 2x2s on top of each other at the end. And this is going to run down this full length on this side. That's the end of bag 30. Next we're going to open bag 31 and 32 together, and we're actually going to build a separate section, I think, that's going to clip on. So this is going to be a wedge section, which I think we're going to actually attach to this, no, we can't really see it, but over to this side of the set. Once it's done, it's going to be a bit of an angle here, so we start with one of these wedges, and we're going to stick a 1x4 brick into this top corner up here. Then from that we're going to stick a 2x4 across this way. We're going to get a Technic brick, a 1x2 here, and we're going to stick a pin in that hole. That's going to go in facing outwards there. Then we have a 1x4 white brick. Then we're going to add a 1x5 dark bluish grey plate underneath that white brick, come out further, and also add a 2x6 underneath our 2x4. Then we get a 2x2 and a 1x6 brick. I'm going to stick that along this side here, run that down. Then we've got a 2x16 plate, another 2x6, a 1x8 brick and another wedge, which is a smaller wedge, one of these. Start off, we stick our 1x8 going across. We'll add our 2x16 into that. Then we have our 2x6. Then our wedge goes in next like that. Then we have a larger dark wedge and a couple of bright blue 2x4s. They go on here. And we add that wedge underneath there. Then we've got some white bricks that go in, and a couple of lime, 4 lime 1x1 rounds, and another blue 2x4. So we stick our lime on there, run this across here, and our 1x4 goes on. Over this side there we stick another lime brick. One down here as well in the corner, and we have our 2x4, another lime brick, and our plate adds onto this side. So we've got this bit built. Stick that to the side a moment. Then we build the next bit, which is a 2x2. We have one of those wedges, each wedge going the other way. One of these wedges, 2x6. We have a tan log brick, 2x4 olive slope, and then we have some more of the smaller wedges. So the grey one and a dark tan one. First, we need a 1x3 as well. So first off, we start with a 2x2, stick a 1x3 plate into the bottom, and we'll add 2x6 here and our grey wedge underneath. Then we're going to add our sloped wedge here and our log brick at the back. Add our other wedge underneath this wedge, and then add our olive 2x4 like that. Bring back in what we were building. Going to then connect across this way. I'm going to build out a bit more strength on this, so we've got a 1x10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1x10, another Technic brick with a hole in it, another white blue 2x4, 3 lime 1x1 rounds, we have another pin and another log brick. And this time we stick our 1x10 there, stick our 2x4 there, stick another lime 1x1 there. Then over this side we're going to stick a log brick, another 1x1 round, stick the pin into our Tenet brick, facing outwards again, stick that in, and then stick our 1x1 round lime in. So there's that forming there. Next up for the frame, we need another 1x4. We've got 4 2x2 round white plates. We've also got 4 1x2 bright orange plates, and we've got 3 1x2 plates with a ball connector on. I'm going to stick these orange plates onto one of the ball connectors like this. That's going to go facing outwards here. There's a connection point, and there's our 1x4 brick. Then on the other one we get this 2x2 round, stick the orange plate at the back, another ball connector at the front, and another 2x2 round on top. It goes at the ends. And we'll do that again. one goes in between front here. So these are the ball connectors which are going to connect onto the main model. Then we're going to start plating this up. So for that we're going to need a 6x8 in these two colours, large wedge and a 1x8 plate. Start with that 1x8 plate, stick that across there. Then we've got 6x8 tan, then the blue one, the teal one should I say. And we have our wedge. That's all pushed in. Then we need another 6x8. We have another 1x2 orange piece and another wedge. We'll stick this wedge in here. 1x2 in orange there. And our next 6x8. That covers that up. Then we have a large white wedge, 2x6 plates somewhere, and 3 1x8 plates. They run along the front here. So our 3 1x8s run all the way down in one row. And we've got our 2x6, and then our white wedge runs right across there. Then down this end we're going to add some detail. So we've got a 1x2 tile, we've got an olive cheese wedge, 1x1 olive brick, a leaf, a green paddle somewhere, there it is, and a black 1x1. We're going to stick the leaf and the paddle together like this. Put that down a second. We're going to stick the 1x1 round in here, 1x1 brick, cheese wedge just in front, and then our 1x2 tile behind, and then next to that our paddle goes in just in there. Next up we have 2 fern pieces, another green leaf, a yellow 1x1 round, we have a sloped 1x2 in olive, as well as a cheese wedge. We have a couple of these dark tan 1x2s with the wedge at the front and a 1x2. And there's a note here that says this build has everything triangles, teal, ferns and matched wedge plates. There's a note there. Start with the 1x2, stick the yellow 1x1 round on, stick the 1x2 cheese wedgie piece on, stick the leaf at the bottom, olive 1x2 and our cheese wedge goes on top. This is going to sit down this side. Then we'll stick our ferns on. Slope brick goes on top. This one fits in that corner there to secure the ferns on. Then we're going to run some bricks down this side, so we need 2x6, a couple of 2x4s, a couple of 2x2s and a 1x3 plate. 1x3 plate just runs across here. Then we have our 2x2, 2x6 runs on then, 2x4, 2x2 and a 2x4 down the full length. And we need another 2x6. We have a yellow 1x1 round, 2x2 rounds, then we've got some red tiles. We have a 2x4 and a 1x2, sand green wedge and a dark green leaf. So start with the 2x2 round. We're going to stick a yellow disc in first. It's going to go behind here. Then we're going to stick a 1x2 tile on our sand green wedge that goes next to it. Then our 1x4 tile goes on. The green leaf goes in here. And then our 2x4 goes on the ends, 2x6 sorry, goes on the ends over here. Then we have an inverted slope, 2x2, another 2x6, a couple of 1x2 log bricks, and 4 yellow 1x1 yellow rounds. Gonna stick 2 here, stick another 2x6 next to that. And our log brick, and another log brick. And our yellow piece, one goes on here, one goes on there. Then we need a 2x3 tile, a 2x2 brick, another couple of lime 1x1 rounds, a 2x4 brick, 2x3 tile, and a 2x2 brick. So then moving over here, we stick our 2x4, lime brick goes in, another 2x4 there. We're going to stick the tile and the plate together, start a staircase off, goes level and the 2x4 behind, and then we have our 1x1 lime green in there, with another wedge brick here, another lime 1x1 rounds, flower, and a couple of white 1x1 round tiles. We stick this wedge piece in the front over here with a flower down in the corner, another lime brick there, tile there, and the tile, white tile there. So it looks like this so far. Then we have another wedge, sloped olive green piece, a 1x2, and we've got a couple of 1x1s with a scroll effect on. So the scrolls go on our tiles, our white tiles that we have, just to make it look a bit architectural interesting. Then our wedge goes on here, slope, and 1x2. So that's what we're doing so far at the front. And quite a few more things to add now. So we've got a couple of Technic pins with studs on. A couple of these Technic bricks as well. Got some gold 1x1 rounds with pins on. We have a small wedge, a couple of 2x2 modified 2 studs, 2 1x2 tiles, 2x4 tile, 1x3 tile, 2x2 tile. So first off we get these Technic pieces. We're going to add the pins through the central holes. Like this, then add our second one to that, and we'll add these gold pins to the bottom ends as well, so it looks something like this. That's going to run behind here. After that then we put 2x4 tile, 1x2 tile, unmodified 2x2 bricks, in the front here we stick our 2x2 on. Then we get this wedge, we're going to stick a 1/4 and a 1x3 tile. It's going to run across these flowers we stuck in, and our 1x2 tile goes on the top there. Then we need a white 2x6 tile, we have a 1x4 tile and another 2x3, another modified 2x2, a 1x2 and a flower. We're going to stick the flower on the 2x2 modified, and then before we do that we'll stick the one sec, got these slightly in the wrong place. Just need to move these on a stud. Got that slightly wrong. Then we're going to add our 2x6 white tile across that. This one goes in there. Our 2 in there, and then our 2x3 and 1x4 tiles go on there. So that's kind of where we're at. A small wedge full of rocks, a sloped brick, a leaf and a flower. And what we do is we, over in this corner, we stick our 2 rock pieces well next to each other, top them with a slope brick. Then we get this wedge, stick a green leaf on it, on here, and then a flower just on the end like that. Now we're going to connect this to our main building. It'll be even more trickier now because it's going to get even bigger. So this is going to connect on this side. Here there's ball joint connectors, and these are the ball joint connections. And we're going to hopefully pop that in there. So I've just added this section now to our already huge section here. Then we're going to get some hinge pieces, a couple of these hinge bricks. Them together, because then we're going to connect these together now. So our first one is going up here, hopefully goes in there, and our second one all these actually are, I don't know if it's just me, I think these are one studs over. I'll see if that's wrong, and this one fits in there just to connect, add extra connection. Next up we have one of these turntables. We have a 1x6. We have 4 yellow 1x4 tiles, 1x2 tile, 2x4. What we're looking to do here is between each of these yellow pieces stick a red tile all the way around. In the middle then stick a turntable, and across here 2x4, 1x2, and then 1x6 tile just across there where we've added the connections. Next up, push that to the side, Get this 1x8, stick a 2x4 plate on the end, and a 2x8 underneath. Then we'll add some tiles. And a leaf. And a couple of these modified ones on top. Something like that. And this is going to go just on the end here. So that connects in to finish off that little walkway. That's the end of bag 32. So it's getting quite large now, this ground area. Yeah, Brandon, this is quite fun, quite some good techniques in this one. This is kind of where we're at now at the end of bag 32. So it's coming to life. We're going to open bag 33 next, and we've got Gandalf the Grey in this bag. We have two options for Gandalf. Of course, he can have his hat on, or he can not have his hat on, have his long hair. Ooh. So we've got his body here, and his head, there's his hat, there's his body. We'll need a beard and his cape as well. So there's his hair option. And where's his white beard? It's grey beard, isn't it? There's his grey beard, and then he's got a grey cape, of course. I need one more cape left in there. So here's his body. You can see all of his robes there. He's got the dress style because he's obviously in robes. Then it's just one hole for his cape, so it's curved round. And his grey beard. Ooh. Grey beard goes on. There's one facial expression where his mouth is actually quite grumpy, but it's not too bad. And then you can either have him with his hair on, we can have him with his wizard hat, which I quite like, and then of course he's holding his staff, so you shall not pass, you shall not pass. There he is. So that's Gandalf. Now we're going to start work on the second level, I think, in this part. As I said, this set's getting rather large now, so I'm trying to show it to you. We're going to work on this bit here next. For this, we're going to need two 2x2s with pins in black. We've got some wedge pieces in different directions. And also these triangle ones. Where's the other wedges? And we need 4 2x4 tiles and a 1x4 tile as well. So first off, we'll stick the 1x4 tile across here, and we have this wedge piece going on each side. Then we have a 2x4 running underneath that wedge, and then we'll run 2x4s across. In the middle we'll stick our 2x2s with pins. We also have these triangle pieces, and then we'll finish off with these wedges as well. That's our first bit. Then we're going to get 11 white telescopes. Basically we're going to fill in all these jumper tiles that we stuck in earlier. 2, 4, 6. And we'll run all these down the side. So there we go, we put the banisters in, or the spindles. Now we're going to add some sand green top plates on top of these to give us a handrail. So we've got some longer ones, we have a couple of 1x1s, we have a couple of 1x6s, or 1x6, a couple of 1x3 and a 1x2. That's about right. First off, we'll start down here. We're going to stick a 1x1 on the ends, then run along and a 1x1 at the front. Let's cover that off. Then we have a 1x6 here, 1x2 on the ends, 1x3 then, and then our longer one going right the way across. See how that's sorting the stairs out. Then we're going to build 2 towers really. These are the elven architectural column details, also sometimes used as cupcakes in other sets. So for this we'll need 4 of these pale blue 1x1 bricks. We've got 2 white vines. We have 2 cupcakes. We have some 1x1 round gold pieces. We have a couple of black handlebar pieces. We have some 1x1s with studs on the side, and we have 6 candles as well. So to start off, we're building 2 of these at a time. So we start off with our 1x1s in this pale blue, stick them together, then we'll stick the gold 1x1 round on top of that. Then we'll stick our 3 candles together to create this column. Goes all the way up. Then our handlebar goes in the top, and our cupcake goes on top of that like this. And that's a nice technique. Cupcake hides the handlebar. Then our 1x1 in white goes on top, and into that side stud we're going to stick the vine facing up, so we end up with something like this. Those are our elven columns. We'll position these on this stud here and this stud over here at an angle like that. Then we need archway, 1x2 masonry brick, a 1x1 brick somewhere. Where's the 1x1 brick? There it is. Another 1x1 with a stud on the side, and a sand green paddle piece. I'm going to stick that paddle piece in the 1x1. This is then, let's slide this back in, it's going to connect from the main structure to our arch with the paddle. Keep it in position, nice touch. So that connects that together. Then we stick a 1x1 normal brick next to that. Then we have our arch that goes out, and our masonry brick goes on the side, which you can't see. So that's that side. Then we're going to get two 1x4 bricks, and we'll run these across here and on top to connect that together. Then we need a 1x3 plate, and we need an arch or a curved brick, like a semicircle brick. A couple more candle pieces. We need a white cone and a 1x1 round with a stud. We'll start with that, stick our candles in, two candles together, and then our cone goes in upside down like this. It's actually going to go on top of our cupcake column. We'll stick our semicircle at the end of our archway, and then we'll run a 1x3 plate just behind that. So this is kind of what we've got going on there at the moment, like that. Then we need a 2x2 round, 1x3 brick, 2x4 brick, 1x4 plate, 1x2 plate. On the 2x4 we're going to add the 2x2 rounds, 1x2 plate as well. And what we're doing now is we're focusing on this section here, and we're going to add this 2x4 across there like that. Then we add a 1x3 down here and a 1x4 link across there. Then we need a 2x3 in black, a 1x4 brick, a couple of 1x2 plates, and a reddish brown 1x1 round. And add that 1x1 round there, and add a one way round. Put the 1x2 next to it, another 1x2 on top. And we're going to add a 1x4 down here, and then add that 2x3 on top there. Then we have another 2x3, 2x8 plate, and a couple of 1x4 plates. We're going to add 1x4 to this 2x3, and we're going to add 2x8. That's across there, and then we add our other 1x4 across here as well. It's kind of a floating space. Then we have a wedge piece, a 4x4 with just 4 studs showing. We need a 1x1 brick, an inverted curved brick, 2x2 and a 2x3 tile. So then our 4x4 goes in here with 4 studs on the ends. 2x3 over this side. Then we run our wedge down this side. 1x1 there. 2x2 at the back. And then our inverted curve piece just in the front. Then we need 4 2x2 bricks. We need a 2x2 corner plate, a Technic cylinder, a couple of Technic pins, a Technic brick with a hole in it, and a masonry brick. We're going to stack 3 of the 2x2s together first off. That's going to go over here. Then we start with the 2x2, stick a masonry brick on it, and our Technic brick goes on with a pin in it. Then our cylinder goes on, and another Technic pin goes in, and then we add our plate on top. That's going to go on the other side over here, Technic bit sticking out. Then we have a white 1x4, we have another sand green 1x3 plate, and then we have 6 1x3 bricks. We're going to stick all 6 together to make one column. It's going to go at the end over here. Then we stick plate and our tile together with a one side offset like this, and it's going to finish off this rail there. Then we've got 14 2x2 round bricks in light bush grey. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. They're going to be stuck together in 2 lots of 7. So let's stick these together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our first column goes on top of our 2x2 here. Then we just repeat that for the other side. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it goes on the opposite side. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have a 2x10 brick next. Another Technic brick with a hole in it. Technic cylinder. A paddle. A couple of 1x2 normal bricks. A 1x1 with a hole on the side. Technics pins. We're good to go. We'll stick the paddle again into this 1x1. It's going to be used to attach our elvish column again. Then on the side of that we'll stick some 1x1s. Then we're going to add our 2x10 across to connect the 2 round columns. Then on the end, we've got 2 studs here. We're going to do another Technic connection here with our Technic bricks. It's going to go on the side like that. Then we need a couple more candles. Cone again in white, sloped brick, 3 1x3 bricks, and a cheese wedge. Again, we just need to add to the top of our elvish columns here. So we stick the candles together one by one round in our funnel, and then we'll stick that top of our column. Then we'll add our 1x3s, 3 of those. Then we'll connect that with a slate brick across the top and stick our cheese wedge underneath that. Then we're going to make this gold object. It's like a telescope. So we start with a 1x1 with a clip. And stick that onto a 1x1 round. Then we're going to add a ring, gold ring, into the clip. Pull that over. Then we have a candlestick like this. In the middle we're going to add a 1x1 round with a pin. Then we add a tile with a stud in the middle on top in black. Then we'll flip that round. So it looks like this. And then we're going to add our telescope piece. And in the end we've got a crystal type piece. So we've got a telescope. Just going to add this to this entranceway. Like that, and then what we've got at the end of that, this is the end of the bag now, is this sort of doorway here with this telescope piece in. Our elvish columns are in place as well. Then end of bag 33, so crack open bag 34. We'll try to go to get bag 38 done today if we can. So 4 more bags after this one. So that's a light bluish grey in this one. Lots of structure going to go into this bit now. So for that we need a downward facing bracket. We have got a masonry brick, 1x4 tile, a corner brick, facing there, 3 1x1 bricks and a 1x1 tile somewhere. Here it is. So first off we stick the masonry brick and the downward facing bracket together. That's just going to be added to our usual brackets that are moving up the side here. Then our light bluish grey tiles going on top of the stairs, as well as the 1x1. We'll stick a 1x1 brick as well on this bit here. Corner brick, top of our column there. Another 1x1 behind this slope brick, and where's our last 1x1 on the other side, slope like this. Then we need a large archway. We have an upward facing bracket again, 1x2, 3 1x2 plates, do 2 upward facing brackets, what's needed. A masonry brick again, a couple of 1x1 bricks, and I think we're good to go. Start with the upward facing bracket, stick 2 of the 1x2 plates in the back. It goes into the bottom of this archway. We'll stick a 1x1 back there as well. and the masonry brick goes on. Downward facing bracket, something like this. See that in there. Downward facing bracket goes on, then an upward facing one on top of that. Plate at the back, and also 1x1 this gap here. So we end up with something like this. This of course is then going to go across here. Give us a nice archway window there into the staircase. We also have to put another arch on the opposite side, so we get another large arch. This time we just need one masonry brick and a 1x1 brick. 1x1 brick goes on first, then the masonry brick, and our archway just goes on that side. And with that done, we're going to go across to the other side. I'm going to work on, spin this round. I'm going to work on this side next. So for this side we're going to need a corner brick, 1x4 tile, 2x2 brick, another couple of 1x1 bricks. We have a large curved brick and a smaller one. We have a 1x6 tile, so 1x8. Where's the 1x6? 1x6 tile, 1x1 plate, and I think we're good to go. So to start with, we get our curved brick here. We're going to stick a 1x1 plate to level it off. Then we'll stick our larger curve on top. It's going to go on this side, give us a bit of detail. Then we'll stick a 1x1 behind it. Then our 2x2 brick goes on. Then we're going to run our tiles across the top. And we have a corner brick and a 1x1 just goes on top. Just run across here. Then we're going to get two archways put on here, and we have a couple of 1x2 plates as well as a larger curved half plate somewhere, like a semicircle. Where are you? You're staring me right in the face. There it is. So we're going to connect two together. So we start with a 1x2 plate at the bottom, and we'll stick another one in, and we'll stick another 1x2 plate there, and then our curved part goes in. This is going to run then across here to give us another archway window in. Then we need 2x2. We have a couple of window type sloped pieces, a 1x1, plate, and another curved piece. We're going to stick a 1x1 plate into this curved piece. That's going to go here to make this slope carry on. Then our corner brick goes at the ends, 1x1 on this side, and our two angle pieces are actually going to go on this side, and on that side. Just added these sloped pieces on either side there. We also need a couple of sloped bricks. We need a 2x2 some more curved bricks. Grab a 1x1 brick, semicircle brick again. The two slope bricks are actually still going to be over this side, so we're going to add them on top of our slope bricks we just added, here and here. And we'll come back here and add our curved bricks here on both sides to continue the slope up. 2x2 going on at the back here with a 1x1, and our semicircle goes on this side there. So actually, so it's kind of looking like this now, but curvy. It's looking pretty good. And then we're going to swing back round to this side and focus on the tops of these areas here. First off, we need an inverted curved piece, like so. We have a 1x4 plate somewhere. Two of these hinge pieces, one, there's the other. We have some wedge pieces facing opposite directions. There's one, there's the other. A couple of 1x2 plates. We have a 1x8 tile, and I think we're good to go. Start with the 1x4 plate. We're going to stick the two 1x2s on top, then add a 1x8 tile off of that. Then we have a wedge that goes in the bottom and one of our hinges. That's going to go on this side behind our brackets, and on the other side we'll stick our inverted slope piece, our wedge piece, and then our other hinge piece directly onto that. Then we need another corner brick, 1x2, 2x4 plate, and another hinge. We come on top of this bit now. So we start with corner brick, then we've got our 2x4 plate, then a 1x2, and then our hinge plate on top there. Then we're going to need two windows, but in grey, another 1x8 tile, another corner brick, upward facing bracket, another couple of 1x2 plates. We'll stick the two plates together and the upward facing bracket onto it on top, like this. And this is, of course, is going to go on top of the other brackets that we've been building up. Then our first window is going to go on here, facing outwards, and our other window on the opposite side. And we stick another corner brick and our 1x8 tile just goes across there as well. Back, we've got these windows now added up to there. Then we're going to build an arch now that's going to go between these two windows. One of these large arch pieces here, an inverted piece and a 1x1 with a clip. Stick them together. That then sticks into the bottom of the archway. Connect them with a masonry brick. Then we have another inverted slope piece on the opposite side. Do the same again, 1x1 with a clip, and then a masonry brick to connect them. stick that in between. Our two windows, which creates this large arch again there. Then we need to put an arch on this side. So for that we're going to get 4 of these half arches. We've got a downward facing bracket again and an upward facing one. Masonry brick and a 1x2 plate. Start with the masonry brick and one of these arches. We're going to do what we normally do and double them up with the masonry brick connecting them. That's the easy one and goes on this side. And on the other side we get a downward facing bracket, stick the 2 arches together, upward facing bracket, and we'll stick a 1x2 plate on that, and that's going to go on the opposite side. Next up we need to fill in the gaps between the windows across the back. So we need 4 1x2 1/3 with the studs on, 4 of them, a couple of 1x2 plates, a couple of 2x2 bricks, window frame, a 1x2 plate with a hinge, which I saw earlier but I can't see at the moment, come back to that. A couple of 1x4 plates, I've got the hinge already, another 1x2, and I think we're good to go. So we stick the 2x2s together, and we're going to stick the 1x2 plates together on one side, then we have a hinged 1x2 plate on top, and we'll stick a window in front of that so we can still get to that hinge piece. That is going to stick on the end facing out. It's going to sit on not this end, hinge facing out. Then we're going to connect with the 1x4 plate these other bricks. Ooh. Connect those like this. They're going to then go between these gaps, as I said, and we do the same for the other one. That goes in this gap here. It's getting higher this. Then we just want a 2x4 plate, of course, just to stick these 2 archways together, strengthen them up, which was an easy step. Then we want to level, really want to go right across here now and level all this top section up. There's a note here as well, the snap connections on the 2x4 hinge base is positioned so that it is exactly 10 modules away from the upper cross axle holes. There you go. You'll see that in a sec. So we've got 3 of these pieces, 1x2 with a pin, a couple of 1x4s, 2x4, a couple of masonry bricks, 1x1, and then we should be good to go on this one. So we're going to stick the pin in one of these. It's going to stick, so starting this end, we're going to stick one of these in here and the masonry brick behind it, and we have a 1x1 there, masonry brick next to it, and we have our piece with the axle on. Oh, yeah. Move that over in the right place. It goes there, it goes there. The 1x4 goes across. Oh, sorry, 2x4. Right, a minute, I missed a step. That's it. Then over here, we'll do the 1x4 to those. And we'll stick this one on it, just one stud there. And to finish bag 34 off, I'm going to add to these brackets that we've been adding to all the way up, so we've got quite a few there. So we're going to stick first off 3 2x4 tiles on, which is easy enough. Then we're going to get a masonry brick, we're going to add a jumper tile to the top, add a white curved brick into that jumper, another jumper into the base, and a 2x2 into that, and a 1x1 round with a handle into the top of that. And we construct that, and that's going to go into the top at the end there. That's the end of bag 34. You can see it's getting quite a bit of height to it now. In fact, I'll go to the wide camera just to show you at the moment. See how high it's getting. Quite a lot of height to it. Nice curves all the way around in the archways. So that's up to bag 34. So let's crack open bag 35. So we have some more elvish columns to build in this bit. A few candle pieces and some cupcakes. Which I'm guessing will go in the centre over here, which we have filled in a couple of studs facing upwards yet for that. So first off, we just need 2 columns. These are actually going to go in the centre here and there. Let's put them in there. And now we're going to build the elvish columns. So we're going to build 2, slide this out of the way, build 2 of these together again. So same as before, start with these pale blue bricks. Stick a gold 1x1 round on top. Then we're going to stick 3 candles into the top of that. 1, 2, 3. And 3. Then we'll stick a handlebar on the top. Cupcake on top of the handlebar. Then we get some 1x1s with 2 studs either side, and one of the studs we're going to stick in a white cheese wedge, and on the other side a vine like this. Repeat that again. That's then going to go into our top of our cupcake. Like this. Then we're going to get some sand green 1x2 the round ends, and we're going to stick a white tusk on one side. And on the other side we get some white 1x1 rounds with pins in, and then into that we're going to stick 3 candles into the pin. Well, add that in, so we end up something like this. Candle on the floor. One there, stick that in, and then that's going to stick on top there to give us a colour that looks like this. It says the detail element used here was originally developed as a magic effect for LEGO Elves characters in 2017. And these two columns are going to stick on these two holes here and create an archway. Again, they're supposed to be at an angle. So I need to wiggle these about. So form a nice arch like this as you come into the main hall. Next up, we're going to build something that goes on top of those two arches to connect them. So for that, we start with one of these 1x5 pieces, and we're going to add some 1x4 plates onto each side in white. Each end we're going to put a sand green 1x1 ground plate on, and in the middle we're going to stick 3 candles. And we'll add another one in the middle, like this, and then we've got a couple of tails in white as well to add in. There's one, there's two. A couple of these like that. We'll then add a 1x1 round with a pin into the top of our candle. And we have something like this. Meanwhile, we'll get a couple of 1x1s with studs on the side again. And add a cone into the middle stud. And then we're going to add vines either side coming out the side studs. They'll go at an angle then on our sand green 1x1s like this. Then we're going to add another 1x5 just to the base, so in line with the other one, like that. And if we bring this, slide this back in, we'll then turn it upside down. It's gonna, you can see it. We're going to turn it upside down, and the cones are going to go into the top of our candles from the columns we built earlier. So we end up with that entrance way like that. Again, another great technique. Hey tribe, welcome to the stream. That's quite cool. Angle that a little bit, line that up. Very cool. So there's our archway entrance. Now we're going to build 2 more elvish towers, columns that are going to go either side in the middle of what we've got. So again, build 2 at a time. Start with these 2 pale blue 1x1s. Add our gold 1x1 round in the middle. 3 candles in. Usual handlebar on top with the cupcake. And then our 1x1 with 2 studs. Then we're going to add a sand green 1x1 round and a 1x1 with a pin on in white. Here's the other one. Then like before, we're going to get 2 vines, stick those into the 1 by 1 with studs on the side. 1 and 2. Then we're going to stick 3 candles into that central column. Then we get some more 1 by 1s with studs on the side, add our cone on top. I'm going to add more vines into the side. And then this again goes, cone goes into that. So it's a more elaborate effect, very nice. So there's our other columns. And these are going to go into these 2 studs here at an angle again. That level of detail there inside is pretty in fact, for a better word. Very nice. Now we're going to construct something else. We get these longer 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Is it? No, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 plates. 1 by 12. We're going to add the 1 by 6 underneath. And another 1 by 12. And a 1 by 12 on top, and a 1 by 6 underneath. A bit like building the roller coaster. So now we've got those. Each end we're going to stick these downward sloped pieces. 1 there, 1 there. And 4 studs in from that. You stick a 1 by 1, then another 1 by 12 goes in, and another 1 by 1 at the end. So we end up with something like this. Then we get some skeleton arms and some 1 by 2 plates with bars in, and also some 1 by 1 sand green handle pieces. Stick the skeleton arm into our bar and our sand green handle into that. That then goes after our black 1 by 1 rounds. Up with this. Then we've got 2 of these more shallow sloped pieces to go each end. And a 1 by 6 plate in white. And we have our 1 by 4 with a downward facing bar that goes on. Put that to the side. And we get this large arch. And stick a 1 by 4 plate into the bottom of each side. Then we'll add a grey window on each side. Then on top a 1 by 4 brick, and then a 1 by 2 sloped brick each end. Then we have a 1 by 2 with a clip each end. 1 by 2, and then a 1 by 6 tile goes right across. And with that created, we're going to add that in the middle, so by sticking it on the one stud overhang there. And then to connect those a bit more, we've got these larger sloped pieces. We can add them each side there. Then with that done, this is now going to be so we line the bar up into the centre there, just to attach that each side, and then these columns get connected like so. Makes it actually lean a bit forward there, but instructions say. So there's a bit of a connection now across here to keep these in place. And to finish off this bag, you get a 1x4 plate, stick a 1x2 with a handle on each side. Again, this is a classic roller coaster build technique. We stick these to the main structure at the top here. At the top, so sorry, you can't quite see it. We just added these connections in here and here now just to secure this all together. That's the end of bag 35. So 36 then, we have, what's his name? Sean Bean's character. It's not Aragon, is it? Can't think of his name. Mine's gone blank. So do this one and two more bags and then we should be done for today. So minifigure first. There's his printed torso. I hear that the facial expression here is also modelled on the meme. And we've got our last cape in here as well. It's a brown cape. And he's holding a shield. No sword yet. So there we go. Next character, Sean Bean's character. His name is really forgotten his name. So slide that over. So we'll start with one of these 2x16s. We're going to add some tiles to it. So 1x2 there, 2 studs out, another 1x2, and we're going to put a 2x2 plate, another tile, a 2x2 tile, 2 studs gap, another one, 2 studs gap, and a 2x4 tile, and we're going to add another 2x16 to that overlap. Then we have another 2x2 tile, and another one, and a 2x4. Goes on there. So just added that. That's going to go right across this top section across here. That runs right across. We're going to start sort of a bit of the roof, I suppose. There's going to be part running through here, so we've got 3 of these 2x2s with curved tops, 1x1 in black, 3 of these 2x2 sand green curved pieces, a couple of these brackets, a 1x2 plate, a 1x1 with a clip on the side. Start with one of these 1x1, 2x2s with curves, stick the 1x1 round to the bottom corner, and our bracket, and we're going to stick them together with a curved piece. That's number 1. That is going to go, where are we working from? Go in here. It's our first one. Next one we stick our 1x1 with a clip on it, and a 1x2, another curved piece, another bracket piece. Then we're going to stick our 2 sloped pieces on, and that's going to go right at the end. Check. It's weird that. I'm confused. Is the pattern, does that match? It doesn't match. I think this is where the mistake is in the book. The pattern of this that we just built is different to the one on the roof, which I know there is a mistake in this. So let's just match back then. So oh, I see. So that would go. Just going to take this off again. So it's going to run this way along, and then at the end we stick a 2x2 plate with a 1x2 tile. It goes at the end there. Right, let's try that again. So we'll stick this end, this one goes in there. So those parts of the roof are done. Next up then we need a couple of 1x1 round black pieces, a couple of 1x3 plates, a 1x4 tile somewhere, there's a 1x4 tile, one of these bracket pieces, a couple of inverted 2x2 bricks, 2x2 plates, couple of corner plates, four 1x2 plates, and a couple of 1x2 tiles. 1, 2. First off, we start with the 2x2 plate. We're going to stick the 2 inverted bricks on top. Then we're going to add a couple of 1x2 plates to this bracket. Like that. Then the 1x3, we get a 1x1 round. Stick our corner plate. Then a 1x2 tile on, goes on that side. Then we do a similar for the opposite side. And we add a 1x4 tile across there, and we add final plates on each inverted piece. So we end up with something like this. This is going to sit on this 2x2 here in between our roof pieces. Then we're moving on with the roof. So we're going to get 14 of these 2x2 curved bits. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 2 1x6 plates, 4 these bracket plates, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 1x1 rounds, and then 12 curved pieces, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we start with the 1x6. Going to stick 2 of these 2x2 curved pieces in there, then stick another other ends, and we stick these brackets other end of that. Form something like this, and we add another curved piece, and we add our black 1x1 rounds to each side to level it off. Then we're going to run our 2x2 curved tiles all the way across. We'll do 2 of these. So there's one. Then that one's done as well. And if we come back here, add this here and up here. And then our extra 2, we're going to go behind what we added earlier. So we've got this green roof running all the way across the top bit of the roof. Then we get 2 1x2 slope, so it's going to go fill the gaps we've got here. So that's now filled up with green. Then on these overhangs here and here, we're going to add 4 inverted 1x2s back to back. See this side, 2 on the other. Build a little tower that sits on top of there now, so move that out of the way. Get a 4x4 plate like this with a hole in the gap, and then we're going to add a white arch, add 1 window, 1 on each side. On top of those we're going to add an Erling brick on its side. Like this. Then we get 4 corner 1x1s with 2 studs. We get 8 1x1 round bricks. And 4 1x1 plates. Start with the round, stick the plate on top, stick another round, and then we'll stick a corner, piece like that. Do 4 of these. These go into each corner. Each corner like that. Then we get a sand green 4x4 plate, stick that on top, get that all together. Then we get 4 clips, or 1x1 plates with clips on, and we get 8 1x1 rounds with pins on. 4, 6, 8. And we add the 1x1 rounds with pins to each corner, 2 to each corner. And then our clips we're going to stick on the Erling brick, clip facing upwards. Then we're going to get 4 of these roof pieces, we're going to add them on top. There's this spire. Then we're going to make a little roof for each side, so we need 8 of these curved pieces, and we also need 8 1x1s with clips, and we stick these clips into our curved pieces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what we can do is we can clip into the pin and then push that piece down to give us a pointy roof. Be a little bit careful not them all on first, and then I'll line up the roof a bit better. Not too bad. So there we go, we've got the pointy part of the roof on. Then we're going to add another dark bluish grey point, add a 1x1 round gold piece to that, and then a pointy spire piece like we see in Harry Potter. Bring this back in. This is then going to fix onto this part here. There we go. So the tower's now on top of the roof, ready to go. Then we're going to get these two 4x4 tiles, and we're going to add some pictures. We've got some pictures here. There's one. Two, so we get these two pictures there. They're going to go onto the studs we stuck at the back earlier. Going to go on there. Then to finish off this bag, we have an inverted curved piece here. I'm going to add an Erling brick to the back stud, stick a 1x1 with a clip into the Erling brick, 1x1 round on top of the clip, then we have a curved brick that goes on overhang there, and a handle piece goes into there, then a curved slope piece goes on top, and we're going to stick horn pieces, so we end up with something like this. This is then going to go on the end here onto our clip, up like that, and that is the end of bag 36. So it actually says in the next step it's bag 37, 38 and 39, which you can't see here. And we're going to start doing the roof. What I'll probably propose is that we'll probably stop today then, because I was going to go to bag 38, but I don't really want to go too far over, so we'll stop today at bag 36, and then we'll do another stream next week. Hopefully we can finish off from bag 37 through to our final bag, which I think was it 49? Something like that. So let's go to the wide camera so you can get a feel for. This is kind of what we've got at the end of bag 36. Just hold it up a bit further. So we've really got the height going now, and they're starting to get the roof at the top, a little tower right at the top as well, and the nice elf columns inside the main sort of hall area as well, and some access of nice arches all the way around, and then we stuck those pictures at the back as well. So let's go back to the main camera and just give you another look this side. This is where we're at today. You can see we've built quite a lot of height. We've got a staircase going in there, got some nice details all the way around as well. So we'll pick up next week from bag 37. I'll try and get the whole thing done next week, up to bag 49. We'll kick off next week with the roof, which is going to sit sort of across here, I guess, and we'll do all the tiling that's involved with that. So whatever you're doing for the rest of the weekend, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the sun if you're in the UK and the warm weather, but wherever you are, just enjoy the rest of the weekend. Join me next weekend. It'll be the same time, 2 o'clock British summer time, and we'll be picking up from bag 37. Hopefully it'll be the finale, and then the following week we'll move on to Pac-Man. Do remember, if you enjoyed this stream, to hit that like button as well, as it helps us reach more people and grow the LEGO community. And hopefully I'll get a video out as well on the continuation of the rebuild of Bricktown as well, probably on Friday, so keep an eye out for that dropping. I've been able to film a few in this heat over the last couple of days as well. So look out for that. So until next week, stay safe and I'll see you then.